6 sentenced to death for murder of Bangladeshi gay rights activists.
Wait, why are we clapping for this?
Because there are people who were being brought to justice for their violent crimes against LGBT activists.
Okay, sorry, I misunderstood.
On April 25th, 2016, Bangladesh's top gay activist, Xulhaz Mannan, was brutally murdered along with actor known by the name Rabbi Tonoy. Both victims were figureheads and pillars in Bangladesh's thriving LGBT nonprofit advocacy group and community known as Roopbaan. Mannan and Tonoy were 35 years old and 25 years old at the time of their murder. They were instrumental in the creation of Roopbaan's magazine of the same title. Marcia Bernicat, the U.S. ambassador for Bangladesh at the time, condemned Mannan's killing. Ansar Al Islam, a Bangladesh-based offshoot of al-Qaeda, claimed responsibility for the murder and of other attacks targeting atheists and other secular activists. After more than half a decade passed, the special, can I say the T word?
Sure.
The Special Anti-Terrorism Tribunal has sentenced 6 men out of the 8 charged for Mannan's and Tonoy's murder.
I'm glad that justice is, taking place. But the deaths, I don't want us to celebrate the death sentence. We're against capital punishment here, right?
Yeah. And that's actually something I thought was really interesting when doing research on this story, was that people who are figureheads of the Bangladeshi LGBT community nowadays, they were actually, they themselves were expressing like, I'm happy that, there is some form of justice for, our friends, but we ourselves are actually anti-death penalty activists. So we don't support that, and we fight against the death penalty, and we would have preferred a life sentence. But they were happy in the sense that these murders were being taken seriously. Does that make sense? That's kind of how I feel about it too.
Yeah, we could still be like, yay, justice, and boo, capital punishment. Like we could have a mixed feeling about this. It's okay to have mixed feelings about things, I guess, right? But yeah. Okay, I do want to highlight this in the live chat because I see this all the time. I see this so many times. Here so many times. People are saying, I normally don't support the death penalty, but guys, if you say I normally don't support the death penalty, but that means you do support the death penalty, okay? Because the death penalty, wherever it's there, it's for specific situations, okay? The death penalty is always not for every goddamn case. Death penalty has always been there for specific. So if you say I'm not for the death penalty, but you're one of the people who supports the death penalty. So don't say I don't support the death penalty, but you are Zakuru, you are a supporter of the death penalty. If you put but after that sentence, that means you're a supporter of death penalty. Okay, so yeah, just to clarify that. I'm not. I don't support the death penalty at all. And that's different. There's a difference, by the way, with the death penalty and killing people in war, right? Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be like. I'm not like 100 like anti any form of violence. Like, violence. There are certain situations where it's justified, especially during war and stuff like that. But yeah, death penalty doesn't make any sense, and it should be abolished everywhere on the planet. Right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I thought it was really interesting. So we have someone on our team who has a Bangladeshi background, and they were talking to me about this news, and they said that they actually used to like check out articles from this magazine in this community, Roopbaan, which apparently means handsome, which I love. They were saying how it just takes such balls of steel and bravery to do anything regarding the LGBT community over there in Bangladesh, and how deeply rooted the homophobia is in their society. So it's these people, these activists were doing a great service for the Bangladeshi community at large, I feel. And their murders were just horrible. Like,
It was horrible.
I don't know what it is about like that period of time in Bangladesh, but everyone was just being like, it was just machetes like all over the place. Maybe just because it's more convenient to get to someone in the street that way. I don't know. But
it's such a bad way to go. I mean, all ways are a bad way to go, but like that was absolutely, it's such a slow death and it's so goddamn painful. Like these people, these are some of the worst, people on the planet. But yeah, go on.
Well, it's kind of interesting. So 2 out of the 6 people who were sentenced are actually still at large. So they were tried in absentia. And so they're still like on the run, basically. And one of them included a former army major who is said to be responsible for organizing the series of murders, which
I hope they're so stressed right now. I hope that they're living in a very, very unhappy, stressful situation right now, as they're like scared of getting arrested. Maybe. Yeah. Anyways, I shouldn't say much.
Well, I mean, they managed to be on the run for like a fairly long period of time, so I don't know how likely their actual capture is. And I mean, this was just the sentencing, so there are further legal processes that can occur to adjust their sentence. I'm assuming, I think Bangladesh is based off of British common law, which that's probably the case. I know in America, there's still further processes, but that's the update so far. And it's these series of murders was kind of a big turning point for a lot of the community of the LGBT community, or particularly activists in Bangladesh, because they just really have to, it sets a precedent, right? And you have to fear for your safety in a very present and acute way than beforehand.
Yeah. Any of the secular act? Well, we don't know. I don't think that's a fair question because you haven't looked into it. But because there was a lot of secular and atheist activists that were also macheted, but they're like, I'm hoping that their murderers will also get justice. I don't know if anyone.
Well, we actually covered a story several months ago about one of these Bangladeshi secular writers, and I'm so mad at myself I can't remember his name right now, but his murderers were actually sentenced to the death penalty as well. And we had, of course, a similar conversation about our contention over that at the time.
Of course we do.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of Blasphemy and Sexy Callie, like me, then you need to be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below. Because if you subscribe, we will send you a free copy of our Blasphemous Art ebook. And let me tell you, it is the tastiest blasphemy that you can find anywhere available today. And we are so generous with our blasphemy that we continue to send you more blasphemy every week. So make sure to subscribe, link in the description below.